Hey you guys, it's Aubrey. I'm super glad you are here. It is the weekend after Mother's Day and I'm doing some food prep in the kitchen. Mother's Day, I took the day off and I made nothing and it was fabulous and it was weird and I'm ready to get back in the kitchen. But I actually got given 18 pounds of sweet potatoes from my mother-in-law on Mother's Day. So I'm gonna figure out what to do with a good bulk of those. And then I got some other things. I need to make some mayonnaise, I need to make some granola, you know, some of the usual stuff, maybe bake some bread. But yeah, I love when y'all hang out with me over the weekends and food prep with me. So let's get on in the kitchen. So here we go, 18 pounds of sweet potatoes. Dirty side, clean side. All right, we're gonna just scrub up a whole bunch of sweet potatoes. And look up here, all these little tomatoes. Micah went into our little garden and like picked a lot of little green ones. 3 of them are getting red. I'm hoping that they'll be okay. And 1 sad little banana pepper. You can have a piece of gum. Scrubbing taters. Lots and lots of sweet potatoes. So yeah, let me know, like, how was your Mother's Day? My mother-in-law knows I love sweet potatoes, and she knows that Guillermo always goes on and on about he doesn't like them. He likes them a lot more than he lets on, but they're not like his favorite like mine. But yeah, Mother's Day for me was super fun. It's like the one day that I don't cook anything. And I added up like the amount of servings, not meals, obviously there's like 3 meals a day plus a snack, but actual servings. So 3 meals a day plus a snack, 4 servings of food per day, but times 9 people. And it was like over 250 servings, like plates that I make every single week. And so my husband was like, yeah, you don't have to cook today. It was pretty funny. But for me, like Mother's Day, I got to preach at our church, which was really wonderful. And I just talked about like how we in and of ourselves, like we think we have to have it all together and like we have to be enough. Like we're supposed to be enough for our children and enough for our families and all of these things, but how like really none of us are enough, which is good news because like God is more than enough. And so, you know, we need to recognize our need to rely on Him and to go to Him and ask for help and all of that. But it was a huge blessing, a huge honor to be up there. But I know like Mother's Day can be really hard. And so I don't know like where you're at. For me, you know, I have 7 kids and it's fun and wonderful. But I also lost my mom like 4 years ago. She died of cancer. And so there's also that like painful, like difficult side of things, you know. But yeah, like it's just that's why I care so much about like what we eat and what we put into our body and how we live and being active and getting outside and being in the sunshine and getting vitamin D and drinking enough water and like doing all the things, you know. I've spoken before about like knowing your why, because I don't think you're going to live a healthy lifestyle long term if you don't even know why you want to, or if your why is only superficial, like, well, I just want to lose 20 pounds. Okay, well then like what happens when you lose 20 pounds, you know, like you're done. And then a lot of times people just slip right back into eating however they were before and gain the weight back. So, you know, like with my mom dying of cancer, like I want to feed my body with like the best things. I want to fuel my body and nourish my body and live as long as I can. And like, could there be an accident and I die in a car crash, or like, could I still get a sickness like that? Yes. But I want to do my part and I want to do what I can to feed my family, to feed myself, like the best, most nutrient rich foods. But for now, sweet potatoes are washed. We're going to chop some up and we're going to make some maple cinnamon like roasted sweet potatoes. They're super, super yummy. So obviously some are not perfect. I'm just going to cut out some of those marks. The ones I'm roasting, I'm going to keep the skin on. I'm also going to boil some and make like a puree. So I think for those, I'm going to take the skin off. So I'm just going to look through and like the uglier ones I'll peel, and the ones that have like a pretty good looking skin, maybe except for that part, are the ones I'll use to roast. I honestly, like, I just hate peeling stuff because I know so many nutrients are usually in the skin. Like, if you watch my channel long, you even know, like, we eat banana skins in, like, banana bread. We eat kiwi skins, all sorts of things. So, what I'm doing is I'm just taking off barely what I have to and keeping the rest intact. I didn't even use a peeler. I just did my knife sideways to try to keep as much as I could. But yeah, so I'm gonna keep doing a lot more of these to roast. These are quite a bit smaller. I did the chunks to boil quite a bit bigger. So as these boil, I'm going to continue to prep the smaller ones to get them in the oven. We've got a drizzle of oil. We're gonna do a little splash of maple syrup, a pinch or two of salt. We're gonna add just a little bit of pepper, and then we're gonna add some delicious cinnamon. And we're gonna be real generous with the cinnamon. Okay, that looks marvelous. Gonna dump them right on my pan. Yeah, I'm just gonna roast these at like 425 for probably 25 minutes. I might stir them around somewhere in the middle, but looking pretty good. And the next thing we're gonna do is I'm going to bake a bunch. So bake, roast, boil, sweet potatoes, sweet potatoes, sweet potatoes. This is how you know you live in a family with 3 children, 4 and under. Okay, while I'm waiting on the sweet potatoes, I'm gonna make some mayonnaise. Here's the deal. Isabella tried helping me make mayonnaise a couple weeks ago because we were going on a camping trip, and it did not work. It was runny and weird. And I thought it was maybe because she didn't put the yolk underneath the immersion blender, on and on and on. I couldn't fix it. I ended up pouring it out. She had used olive oil. I don't like that taste, blah, blah, blah. Then on Mother's Day, Guillermo and Isa tried it again, and again it turned out runny. Now the only thing different is that I always use Dijon mustard. We were out. They had used regular mustard, which I feel like ingredient-wise shouldn't make a difference, but I'm gonna try it again. I just went to Aldi and I bought Dijon mustard, so we're gonna try it again. Like, I don't know what's going on. 2 failed mayonnaise in a row is the worst. Okay, here we go. 1 egg. It is room temperature. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. 1/2 teaspoon of spicy brown mustard, aka Dijon mustard. I don't know, there's probably a little bit of a difference. Doing 2 of these to make 1 teaspoon of lemon juice and 1 cup of avocado oil. Okay, the moment of truth. I've never been so nervous about mayonnaise making. Hey Stinker, what you doing? My God. He says, "Ooh, I got a chocolate face. This is where all the good stuff is." I used to have a little stool growing up. It was red, and it had a saying on it. It said, "This little stool of mine, I use it all the time to reach things I couldn't and lots of things I shouldn't." Right, Micah? No, he did ask for this granola bar that's all over his face, but no more. All done. Okay, here we go. In goes the immersion blender, covering up the egg yolk. And we're gonna pulse it and hopefully it emulsifies. I mean, it's emulsifying. I just don't know how thick it is yet. Hey, it's nice thick mayonnaise, so I don't know what was going on. Maybe don't use regular mustard. Just stick with the spicy brown mustard. It seems like that works every time. That is the weirdest thing to me. Please, someone explain to me the chemistry. Why does spicy brown work and mustard regular? I don't know. Please tell me. Ooh, okay. They smell so good. Here's our roasted sweet potatoes. I am gonna let those sweet potatoes bake a little longer. And then over here, I am making some like freezer breakfast sandwiches. So I've got my English muffins. I cracked about 14 eggs. I'm gonna put this into a baking dish. It's just easier that way than scrambling it, and I'll just cut them in squares and add them right onto the English muffin. So we're just gonna bake this in the oven for probably like 15 to 18 minutes. I have also got some boiled eggs going on. I'm gonna go and turn that fire off. Getting a lot done in the kitchen. For the breakfast, okay, so I'm gonna take the boiled sweet potatoes. I'm actually going to process them in my Vitamix and make like a puree. I have several ideas for this. I also need to clean my cast iron skillet desperately. I think it's yummy. Is it yummy? Mmm. All right, there we go. We've got a lot of pureed sweet potato. Okay, so what am I gonna do with all of this pureed sweet potato? I'm going to make brownies, but we mustn't tell Guillermo because he may not try them. So the plan is to make them because he's gone right now, and then to let him try it without him knowing it's sweet potato and see what he thinks. So the recipe, first of all, there's like a lot of recipes for this on Pinterest, a lot of different ones. I'm gonna do one here that we do half a cup of the sweet potato, then we're gonna do half a cup of peanut butter. Other wet ingredients, we need a little bit of vanilla, about 1/3 cup of maple syrup. I'm not really gonna measure, we're just gonna guess, and one egg. All right, 1/4 cup of cacao powder, and then half a teaspoon of baking soda, and the tiniest pinch of salt. Okay, it's looking pretty yummy. We're gonna top it with some chocolate chips here. Got a baby in the background who is transitioning out of naps. When she takes a nap, she doesn't want to go to sleep at night. When she doesn't take a nap, this happens. Okay, I'm telling you, it looks good. I licked the spoon and it tastes good. So hopefully when it's baked, we can trick Guillermo. Baked sweet potatoes are out. The egg is out. These eggs are ready to go in the fridge. These were nice and cooled off, so I put them in this glass bowl. I have several plans. This is actually just delicious to eat like this, so I might put them in the kids' lunches as like one of the sides. Also, I've been heating them up in the morning and frying an egg and putting it on top, and that's super delicious. But just a creative way to eat sweet potatoes but not feel like you're eating the same exact thing every single day. Okay, let's see. Brownies! Ooh, those are sweet potato brownies. Obviously, it's much thinner than like a normal brownie, but we're gonna try it out. All right, why don't you try it and tell me what you think?
Can I try some? Does it have avocado in it?
No.
Any veggie?
Has a sweet potato.
Don't tell Daddy it has sweet potato.
I wasn't planning on it. What do you think to say? Come back to me. You don't like it?
I want it again.
Okay. It's like a little more cakey, not necessarily fudgy. I like the peanut butter in it. I mean, it's yummy. I might still want like a regular brownie sometimes. Like I won't say this is the only brownie I would ever make, but it is really yummy and fun. It has sweet potatoes in it. Okay, Christian, tell me what you think now.
Oh yeah, this one.
Tastes yummy?
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all like to make fake faces. More for you?
Yeah.
Oh, is this a pillow because we're gonna sleep in the kitchen today? Okay, Josiah, we are gonna make something called gnocchi. We're gonna make sweet potato gnocchi because we have all of this sweet potato puree and eat it for dinner. Where do you think this is gonna go? In a bowl? No. On a pan?
I don't know.
What about on the counter? By the way, I literally have no idea what I'm doing, but I saw pictures, I watched a video, so we'll see how it goes. All right, I smashed down my heel and made a circle, and that is where I'm going to crack an egg. Right in the center. And then I'm going to whisk that up with my good old fork here.
Oh my goodness, it's on the counter.
It's on the counter. Yeah. And then I'm supposed to mix this in, and then we're gonna add some flour, JJ. Crazy,
Put the
huh?
flour in.
Yeah. Okay, we're supposed to sprinkle the flour on top of the sweet potato. Like, go back and forth a little bit. Like, don't just dump it. Like this.
Okay.
Yeah, over all the tops of the sweet potato. And I think we need another one. Okay, we have some kind of dough here. I had to add quite a bit of flour. Okay, Josiah, we just got this. We're gonna cut it in half and quarters. So in half and then half again. In half, good, up, pick it up, and then in half again. It might be a little wet still, I'm not really sure. Never done this, guys. Hey, we're working on our logs. I don't know, we're supposed to do an inch. All right, we don't know if that's exactly an inch, but we're gonna go with it. Then we're gonna press it with a fork. Okay, and then we're supposed to just press it with a fork. There is like a fancy gnocchi shaper or something I saw. Clearly I do not have that. I have made regular potato gnocchi, but only once. So this is all very new to me, and again, I think it's a little soft, but hopefully it still boils up. This one's Whopper Jawed. Whopper Jawed! That's an Arkansas expression for you. Okay, well, we're gonna see what happens. Rolling boil salted water. In they go.
Is that good?
Yeah, that looks good to me. Cut, then gnocchi. Cut, then gnocchi. All right, so over here, I've been melting some butter. We're going to put our gnocchi in there. And then we have like the tiniest bit of sage from the garden we're gonna add in there as well. Okay, so our gnocchi has evolved into dinner. Fried in butter with some zucchini and some corn and the sage. Maybe I'm gonna put sausage, but maybe not. I'm gonna take a bite and see how it tastes first. It is delicious. I am, however, going to saute some sausage here that I had frozen and add it to just make it a bit more of a complete meal for everybody.
Why does it take long?
You think it takes long? All right, I'm just gonna put these in the fridge.
What?
I was trying to act like it was gonna be like kind of like potato-y.
Does it actually taste?
You couldn't pull it past me. I was the first bite. I was like, something's different about these brownies. Trying to cover it up with ice cream. It was all right.
It's all right. It's not your like replace a brownie.
I mean, you can
but it's like
replace
it's good.
It was good. Yeah, it makes you feel healthy.
Well, there you have it, right from his mouth. It is
all right.
edible. It is edible. I like it.
I would eat it again 100 times over. Yeah.
Yeah, I told y'all earlier, like, it's not like, would I never want to make my other brownie recipe? Like, no, I'm going to want to make my other brownie recipe. But this, like, kind of hits the spot.
Tillamook ice cream with anything, I'll eat it.
That's how I buy cookie is. Just have to slather it with
Eat it.
Tillamook ice cream.
Cereal, eat it.
Whatever.
Meatloaf.
Okay, so I worked myself through 12 pounds of sweet potatoes today. I still have 6 more pounds on my counter. I plan to pick up right back where I left off tomorrow, and I'll take you along. Good morning. I am here going to make some sweet potato pancakes. Got my dry ingredients here, just some flour, salt, baking powder, and some cinnamon. Then over here I've got my 2 eggs, and I'm about to scoop in my pureed sweet potato. All right, I ended up using coconut oil, and as a sweetener I used coconut sugar, so I think it looks like pancake batter. They look like pancakes to me. While those are cooking, mix up a batch of granola. That's all your eggs. So I got about 4 dozen pancakes out of the rest of that sweet potato puree. And we ate some for breakfast, so there's 3 dozen, a little, I don't know, it's probably more than 4 dozen. This is cooled off. I'm gonna put it in its container, and now we're gonna come scrub the rest of the sweet potatoes. Dump them on in the sink. We cleaned out the sink real good. One more bag, good job. Thank you.
How do I do this one?
Is it hard to open? You have to pull that little thing off. Can you do it? Oh, it's so hard. Take one side off first. Go, go, go.
Scrubby, scrub, scrub, see, scrubby gate.
Mariah was scrubbing potatoes and she goes, Mommy, potatoes grow on plants? And I was like, yeah, they grow under the ground like they are a plant. And she saw this one with a little, you know, thing that goes out to make a new, she was like, that's why it has this. I just love it. Like, her helping, like, taught her something. Like, she looked at this and figured out herself that this was a plant because it's growing a sprout. And she's super amazing and adorable. I've got 1, 2, 3 bags of pancakes I'm gonna go put in the freezer. I do always like to make sure I write if it is dairy free, because once it goes in the freezer I sometimes forget, and then I never know if Josiah can have them. I also kind of vacuum seal them by using a straw. I actually put like a straw and suck out all the air and then close it really fast. It's a nice little hack if you don't want to spend a bunch of money on a food saver. We're having some quesadillas for lunch. I had got this at Trader Joe's. If you saw my Trader Joe's haul, and here's the plan, is making some popsicles. Meanwhile, me and Christian are gonna come plant my Mother's Day present from church. We gave out plants. This is a Zabrina, so it is spreading, so I gotta plant it somewhere it can spread. And while we were outside, Micah was supposed to be taking a nap, except for Christian came running downstairs because he found he can climb out of his crib, and he climbed in his little baby chair and fell asleep. Okay, Maya, what idea did you have for dinner?
Sushi.
Sushi! Woo, woo, woo. Okay, we're prepping some veggies, making some sauce,
I don't like
and
soy sauce.
making the sushi rice. Okay, we're gonna make some kind of like spicy tuna. So this is just our regular like safe catch tuna with the mayonnaise I made yesterday, and I'm gonna put some sriracha in it. This is my favorite. It's from Sprouts, and it just has really straightforward ingredients and no preservatives. A lot of them have sodium benzenate, so I really like this one here. We've got the sriracha. I put in some chili oil and some chili lime into our spicy tuna. Then I just have mayonnaise, a little bit of mayonnaise with some canned salmon with salt and pepper. Then I made some like sriracha mayonnaise. And I don't know the name of it, but like that kind of sweet, eel sauce. I made eel sauce. I found a recipe. It does not have eel. But if you get sushi, like eel sushi, this is what's on there. And then our veggies. And I tried the first one. This is how they turned out. I've got many more to go, so I'm sure they'll get better and better. I also found this organic like ginger, sushi ginger goodness, sushi ginger. Anyways, it's really clean ingredients. Obviously, most of it that you've ever seen is like pink. That's because they put like food dyes and stuff in there. So that's why it says color variations naturally occur, because this is like true, real, organic ginger. Really flat.
Kind of warm.
Yeah. It's supposed to refrigerate longer, but everybody's hungry. Oh, get more water if it's sticky. Gotta dip your fingers in the water, and that keeps it from sticking. It's very sticky rice.
You gonna eat the whole thing?
Ooh. I hear you're supposed to wet this side, because when the nori gets wet, it's like glues itself. Then I don't want the other side to be wet. We don't have a bamboo mat, so we're not doing like the traditional inside out sushi. I'm just gonna roll it. Hey, we did better on this one. We've been accidentally, busting it a little bit. But not too bad. Look at that. It's an invisible seam. Whoop, whoop. All right, for this one, I did spicy tuna with the bell pepper and the cream cheese. I think that's gonna go together really well with some cucumber. But kind of with flat fingers, right? Not fingertips. Yeah, and not too hard, because whenever it goes too hard, Mommy broke a couple of the noris, busted them on the other side. We put it in the center and we spread it out pretty thin, because if it's too much, it won't roll up.
Is that the
These are the veggies we want. There's avocado.
avocado? Leftover avocado I will eat.
Oh yeah, you can have the leftover avocado.
I like leftover avocado.
Ew.
Lisa!
Is actually kind of we're gonna try to make it kind of like a triangle. This is Japanese. They call it something with an ogani or something like that.
The water is very dirty.
Yeah.
That means your fingers are very
Okay,
dirty.
so let's see. And then make this side come up like this. And then lastly, I'm not doing it perfect, but that's okay. We get it all wet. I'm gonna let it sit there for a minute. And it's like a triangular. It's like sushi to go.